Hello and welcome to Gold Gossip. We have returned. We are so back. We are at an all-time peak. I'm returned with the same guests as usual, as you might not know because we are so inconsistent. But to give you a little rundown, we're back with Gliscor, Milan, Kory, and Genji Main, Kingpin himself. We got a pretty packed cast today. I'd like to say so myself. We got some good ideas, some good topics to go over. And yeah, but so first we're gonna start off with a review of some last week's matches. You know, we had some bangers last week. We can look at Oath versus Wasteland and La Espada versus Krakens. Does any of my special friends want to go over those matches? Anyone want to hop on the Oath Wasteland review for me?
I mean, Oath Wasteland was just like a wasteland. It literally was that. It was just one stomp after another. I watched a couple fights, but I'm like, there's only one thing here. It's just a way better team, and obviously Oath, they played their hardest, but it was just kind of like they're trying to punch up the whole time, and it wasn't really that close.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of expected more from Wasteland. Like, Oath looked pretty good in comparison to playing like them and compared to playing other teams in the pool. I think Wasteland kind of like let them into the game sometimes. Didn't look as clean as I thought it should, but it was a 3-0. Can't complain too much about it. But Oath definitely getting better as the season goes on. They're looking pretty good, and I'm excited. I think Oath will do some serious damage in their stage 2 pool, which I'm really excited for them. And I mean, we can go to this Krakens La Espada game. I mean, Milan, that's your pool. Did you take a gander at that 3-2 reverse sweep match?
I didn't actually watch any like the footage or anything, but I mean I saw in the match sheet the three like I predicted that score, but not in that fashion at all. I thought La Espada coming back and reverse sweeping Krakens is definitely unexpected, especially for a team that I don't think in our first episode was even really on our radar that much. So I thought this was really unexpected.
Yeah, I choked.
Yeah, I mean, as well as looking at, like, if you take a look at the match sheet, you see that a key player wasn't there, Hexo, who I don't think is a part of the roster anif I don't know if they were
memeing. I think Hexo is on the roster. I think they're just going LFT for funsies with like their duo.
Yeah. They're still technically on the roster, but also not allowed to play right now.
Yeah, so they're not playing this week.
Baby.
I wasn't able to watch the whole match, but I remember, Krakens was up 2-0. And then they started playing some like random comps before. Is that right, Kingpin? Yeah. They started playing some like random comps you guys never played before.
Yeah, we've never scrimmed Dorado, so we had no idea what we were playing. But I suck at D.Va, so we just were avoiding D.Va at all costs.
Why not run Ryan Sim TV?
No, I prayed. I was on my hands and knees begging, and they refused.
I mean,
actually, yeah, I remember because I took a look. I watched your replays because I was doing a VOD with Winta, and I mean, you were doing honestly quite well on the D.Va, at least for the first couple points of Dorado. So you say you're not a D.Va player? Yeah, Dorado, right?
I don't think I touched D.Va. I played Sigma Monkey.
What was it, a scrim then, maybe? Did you guys do Dorado recently?
All right, well, let's move on. This game it was good. It was good. Krakens looked really dominant on their first 2 maps.
We choked.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Y'all kind of like choked a lot. I don't know. I think after La Espada beat Empire in the way that Milan and some other people from Empire were talking about La Espada, I was expecting it to be like Jesus Christ incarnate, but they really were just like, it was more of a Kraken's loss than a La Espada win.
They played well.
They played well. Like the reverse sweep, they looked well. But I think you guys definitely could have that could have been a 3-0.
So
you know what I mean, if it is Dorado, like even as like you go 3-1, push is like I don't know. I think it was definitely. It was a really good game. I just think that it was more of a you guys loss than a La Espada win. But I mean, you can't complain with the reverse sweep. They had all the momentum, and then they just went out from there. They finished the job.
Yeah, I mean, like if you go down 0-2, like you have to give them credit no matter what. Because even if like Krakens kind of let them in, they didn't give up, and they obviously won 3 maps in a row after going down 0-2. Like there's such a small margin for error. So shout out to La Espada.
I'll have some copium for Oasis. So we lost the first point of Oasis. We would have won that fight if Melo beated before all of us died.
That's crazy that you just outed your.
Oh my god!
I'm about to. I
don't even want to know the rest of this. That's.
I'm about to out myself. So we would have won the second round on Oasis 2. Last fight, I die in Queen ult because I didn't hit I didn't hit my shout in time. I hit it during my queen ult, so it didn't go off, and I died.
It sounds like a
So,
lot of these
I kind of
excuses for
toss.
not being
Yeah,
good.
it's excuses.
It
I'm
happens.
trash.
Yeah, it happens. But yeah, those are the two feature matches last week. Just kind of giving like review on those. They're pretty good matches. I would recommend going watching both of them. Obviously, the last Spot of Kraken's game went to that map 5, what you kind of expect. But Wasteland Outcast versus Oath was no slouch of a game either. But now we can get kind of into the bulk, the meat of per
Meat and
se,
potatoes.
the meat and potatoes of our Gold Gossip returning meal. And we're gonna get into this the end of stage 1, or basically the end of stage 1 awards, and hotly contested maybe. But I don't know the answers to these. We all sent these to our new production with Creon. Everybody should give Creon a round of applause because we are no longer roboting or dead or stealing Phoebe Wonder's 4:3 aspect ratio. But yeah, let's get into those. I'm very excited for this. So I believe we have first up we have best tank, and is it me going first? We all have separate ones, or are we all picking? Oh, okay,
We all have separate ones, yeah.
Okay,
So
okay,
we could just
okay.
go in order of
Okay,
like the board. Like you want to start with you, then we'll go like left to right.
okay. So actually, I'll go last. We'll go Kory first.
Okay,
Kory, let's
Kory
give your
first.
opinion on your pick.
All right. My best tank, I said Kingpin. I think that despite that unfortunate loss, I think that Kingpin's been a driving force in the Krakens being a successful team. So shout out to you, Kingpin. I didn't just say it because you're here, but you know.
It's not Rhine meta, so I don't agree with you.
Well, I mean that makes one of us.
All right, and then next we'll have Kingpin speak himself.
I forgot who I picked. I picked Gliscor.
Some
Must have
wild.
not thought hard about it then.
I think Gliscor is the best tank. He replaced me on MI7, and he's the most flexible tank in the tier, and I don't think it's close.
Yo, we're really glazed at ourselves on this podcast. Gliscor?
Now someone say me. Someone say me.
No, Gliscor's gonna say everybody else.
My best tank is
Such a Kory.
Lakes. No, but my best tank is Kingpin. Going off what Kory said, I mean, the Krakens are one of, if not, I think they are the best team in the league, and they play predominantly Brawl, and they run that through Kingpin. He's their kind of rock in that comp, so they keep playing that, and they keep winning off of it. So, I think Kingpin's the best tank in the tier.
I wish I could see a Gliscor Genji main Overwatch 1 tank line, because I feel like that would have been funny to see. I'll be honest. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You guys are picking each other. The money is just sliding both ways under the table.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we can go to Milan. We can go to Milan's best tank pick.
I mean, I picked Hexo personally because I know there's a lot of complication around the whole like rostering issue now with La Espada, but personally when we played them, it was like you could obviously tell that they were just like the dominant force in the team. Like their JQ was like very like overwhelming to like all of us, like regardless of the rest of the team. So I thought I just put Hexo. I know there's a lot of like, you know, like controversy I guess now, but pure skill wise, I thought it was Hexo.
Yeah, I mean, when I heard Hexo's Junker Queen is great, but I don't know how much Hexo plays. I know Last Water really likes Mania.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I agree with that. I think Mania, in comparison to Hexco from the two matches I've looked at recently with the Kraken's game and the Empire game, I think Hexco had more of like that individual impact, but maybe Mania synergizes better. And I mean, Hexco was suspended, so that is a good point in that. I chose Gliscor as the best tank. I think.
Guys.
I don't know. I know. I'm sorry, Kory.
Glazing
It's
is
tough to pick
crazy.
you when you only show up 2 of the 4 weeks.
Yeah, I was there 3 of the 4 weeks actually.
Okay, my bad. Well, you FF'd 1 week and you were gone another week, right?
No, I was there for 3 games.
Oh, okay.
We just lost really fast 2 times, so.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I chose Gliscor. I think Gliscor has looked the best on the off tanks, which I think has kind of been more of like the meta. I mean, other than Narissa, which kind of like is kind of both at this point because of the new kit. With the Zarya meta kind of coming in, Junker Queen, I think Gliscor will look pretty good in those two. Again, with the consistency and like flexibility, I agree a lot with what Genji Bane said. But yeah, I think tanks have been really close this season. is like a big thing. So I'm surprised we had a lot. I thought we had a lot more overlap than I think we would have had, which is kind of a big surprise to me. But yeah, those are our best tank choices. So let's move on to, I think, is it best hit scan next? Yep, best hit scan.
Should I go
We'll
first
start-
again?
Yeah, we'll
Yep.
start off with Kory again.
All right, so I picked another Kraken's player. I picked Kilroy. I think that Kilroy's been very, very good. Honestly, like, I wanted to get Kilroy for my team, but I don't think the SR worked out. And I told him that because, like, nobody would know the leagues that I was with Kilroy in, but Kilroy was on a couple teams that I managed in other leagues, and he's been very, very good. Like, he was going up against players like, a lot of people know who Phone is, like, DPS, like, not 1v1, but, like, held their own against Phone, and just in general. Kilroy's been very good and has still been showing that, so that's why I picked Kilroy.
Makes sense. Next we'll go to Genyu main then.
Amira, I think is how you say their name. They're the hit scan on La Espada. They were very good. Their tracer's clean, and I felt their impact a lot more in our game versus them than I did any other player. So
Alright. Next we'll have Gliscor.
Okay. So I chose Lore on MI7. Lore is, I mean, just by watching them play, like he's easily one of the best player probably in the whole tier, just skill wise. I mean, he's our shot caller. Most circumstances, he reels me in a lot if I get too feedy. He calms me down when I'm getting too aggressive. So he's kind of like that glue that keeps the team together. That's why I chose him because he's the best.
Lore is your shot color?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm worried for myself. that's so concerning.
It's Lore and Tannic.
It's like me and him and Tannic are all the same. Like
Knowing Lore, that guy being a shot color scares me.
They just kind of like heal.
That season we
Wait.
that season it was the same thing. Me, Tannic, and Lore combined for comms.
Yeah. All right. Well, Milan, we'll get your pick going in next.
So I picked. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced just Jaden. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Jaden. But again, like another great player on La Espada. Like, I haven't played every team in the tier, so I don't know everyone. So I was just kind of picking some players that I thought standed out. And I thought this was a solid pick.
Yeah, makes sense to me. I ended up going with Istos. I think Istos is kind of like the big reason Empire has chances to like mechanically win games. I think Empire's a really, really smart team, but I think Istos is kind of like the mechanical player on that team, if that makes sense. I feel like they've kind of have like the most like individual impact, which I mean, obviously for Hitscan, that's the best possible thing. But when Istos isn't there, you can kind of really feel the impact. Stepping down to Milan. But for real, Istos is really, really good. You can really, really feel her impact. And that's kind of why I chose it. It kind of went like value over replacement. And
best hit scan though. I don't know.
I think it
valuable,
looked the most impressive as a hit scan though. Also, like I don't know. I think it's kind of hard to make an argument against Istos other than that their team hasn't won. But other than that, I mean, if you like look at like gameplay, I think Istos looked like the best.
Yeah, it's not my pick, but I think that Istos is a good pick. So.
Alright. We'll go to the best flex DPS now. We'll start off with you, Kory, because
I hate to say it, but my best flex DPS is Tannic V.
Oh no.
He's just so good. He's so flexible. Again, like I've been on teams with him, and I'm sure that he does the same thing where he doesn't stop talking, which is, it's something. But he's very, very good. He's very smart, and like he might not be the absolute best mechanically, but he's so far up there that everything else just makes him better than everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, we can keep going with this one. Kingpin, who was your choice for best flex DPS?
I went with Lispy himself. Tannic is he's just the best flex DPS. His comms are great. He plays with good tempo. He plays everything, even though this season he specifically is only running it down on 2 characters, Junkrat and Torbjorn, and he's still probably the best.
So wild. And Gliscor for your third MI7 pick in a row out of 3. Just want to put that out there.
I didn't pick. What are you talking about? This is just
Yeah.
Lore and Tanic B.
Oh, you didn't pick
Two and a
yourself.
half because it was
I
a
didn't pick
former
myself.
MI7 player.
Okay, so you picked the person that you replaced, and then 2 MI7
Yeah.
DPS.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I just
So
want to put
my pick is my brother in Christ.
your what?
My brother in Christ.
Run that
That's my
back.
favorite Tanic B clip.
Tanic B. Like Genji Main said, it's hard to call him a flex DPS when he just plays Torb and Junkrat all the time. But I mean, he's the best at it, and he pulls it out on Circuit Royale, and we win. So it's just like you can't not give it to him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big Tanic Ant fan, not a big Tanic B fan, but but we
yeah,
go to
I like that guy better.
we can go to Milan. Well, are you on the Tanic B hype train?
Well, personally, I've never played against Tanic B, so I don't really know the hype. But I'm sure he
Yeah.
sounds very good, so I'm excited. But I had to give this to my boy Zeno, back from the flashbacks days. I'm glad to see him seeing success on Frost Nova this season too. So that's why I had to do that.
I'm glad
Yeah.
none of us are biased.
There you go.
I mean, I played against him and he was very, very good.
Dude,
So-
I mean, this guy, I don't know what happened in the offseason, and we'll later get to that, but this Zeno guy, he did nothing for me last season, and now he's Jesus. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But no, I went with
Damn.
Tanic B. That guy is a very influential player. He takes pretty minimal resources in comparison to like Lore. And Lore is a Mercy Pocket merchant, whereas Tanic B isn't. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think Tanic is like definitely the star player on that team. You can see Tanic starting a lot of the like initiations. He sets up like the play. He's kind of like a crucial part of it, even if he isn't like the winning part of it. Very very smart player. I think Tanic is definitely like, I don't know. Like if Tanic is already a front runner for MVP in my eyes. I think Tanic is just so good.
I'm not voting for him.
I mean, I'm not gonna vote. I never
Can't
said
do
I would
it.
vote for him. I just said Tanic's a really, really good player. But I mean, I'm excited to see how far Tanic can take Gliscor's heavy load.
What?
What?
What did you just say?
All right, let's move on.
Nah, yeah,
Yeah,
let's,
yeah,
Kick ass. Get
yo,
some
let's
ass
delete,
right now.
We're
delete
gonna
the
best-
VOD, bro. Delete the
Best main
VOD.
support. We're going to
Holy
best main
shit.
support, and
Fuck was
Kory, who used to be a main support, is gonna start us off.
Yeah, so
Oh hell yeah!
I picked Grizzly because, so I don't remember how long ago it was, but there was a league that Grizzly was in that eventually he wasn't allowed to be in because for some reason, like they let him in, but he was really high SR. So he was really high SR in Overwatch 1, and like you know, he's really really good.
Who is
And-
shaving in the background?
All right, that's my dryer. If I'm talking, I can't really see that.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
dryer.
Grizzly's very, very good. I was shocked to see that he was on MI7, but like, yeah, he's by far the best main support in my eyes.
I agree.
All right, we'll go to Kingpin, Genji main. What is your pick on the main support?
My pick is Cry. She's been the best main support in like Discord tier season 8, then Trans tier season 9, and then not maybe season 9.
Not
We'll see if
not
it's in
season
there.
10.
I
But
don't think
best
she's in,
main
I don't think she's in
a good-
Traitors in 10, Kory.
a
Calm
good-
down.
a good main support for a long time. I'm surprised she was still able to play in Trans tier, but I don't know how much they play comp.
Yeah, fair. I mean, we'll go to Gliscor. We'll go to Gliscor next. I think
Okay.
Cry's like M4, by the way. I don't think it's like a comp thing.
So I decided not to go with Cry just because I had a feeling that other people were gonna pick it. So I wanted to be unique. So I went with Creon and La Spada. I think the support line is their strongest part of their comp, other than Hexo. Just because they allows that Hexo, like they have to enable him to do good, right? Without good supports, he's just gonna be in the middle of nowhere by himself. So not just because Creon stepped up and is doing the production today. I went with Creon just because they're doing good. Congratulations.
Yeah, usually a good team means a good main support. I know it's like weird to think about, but like if your team is doing well, usually your main support is doing the right things and not being noticed. Which is like kind of like it's kind of weird to say, but it's like if your team's doing well, usually your main support's pretty well. Because I'm like looking, like if you look at like Overwatch League teams, a lot of them have like if they're a really good team, their main support is usually like very good. So it's like just like weirdly a team role. Milan, if you had to choose somebody other than Cry, because I know you have Cry. I mean, you could talk about Cry a bit if you want, but somebody that wasn't on your team this season, who would you choose as your main support?
I don't really know because I didn't really put in a lot of thought into it because I just immediately thought Cry. I mean, the accolades are there, man. It's season 5 champ, season 8 champ, season 9 champ, season 8 MVP. I don't know. I just thought it was an obvious choice, and obviously she brings a lot to our team. So
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I also went with Cry. I know Cry pretty well. I think people that definitely deserve a shout out though.
Mellow.
I think Mello. I think Monty. I'm pretty sure. Is it? I always get it mixed up. Mimi or Momo. The Frost Nova main support is really good. I'm also forgetting.
I think it's Momo.
Yes,
Momo's the main support because Mimi's the flex support. Then, yeah, Momo's really good on main support. Yeah, that's about it. I don't think I'm forgetting any teams, right?
Poofa's pretty good.
Oh, Poofa's good. Yeah, that's the A group team I was not mentioning.
Yeah.
It's in Eternal Blues main support also.
Mhm.
That's all the teams, right? Yeah. And then yeah, I mean those are the main supports I think are really good. I think main supports this season have like actually are at a pretty good level for the trans tier. I think they definitely aren't like the weakest role. But it's kind of like it's Cry's spot until it isn't Cry's spot. Unfortunately, it's kind of how the chips fall. But I think a more contested role would be best flex support. And I mean, Kory, I want to hear your opinion on your best. Who you think the best flex support is, and why do you think it's I don't know who you picked. Who'd you pick?
I picked Narcoma from La Espada, and it's kind of what Gliscor was saying before. It's just like the fact that support line is able to support like whoever their tank is just so well, kind of drives that team, and I think Narcoma has been very, very good at that, alongside doing other flex support things.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't really understand what you said, but it made sense.
I mean, like, you know, you're supporting your tank, but also like getting the picks that you need to get, getting like the key cooldowns, stuff like that. Boring stuff, but
Yeah.
cool stuff.
It's not boring. Flex support is amazing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right. I guess we're gonna not Kory. We're at Kory. We're gonna pick Kingpin, Genji main. Who did you pick as the best flex support here?
I picked Rocket. Rocket was during Amnesia tryouts hands down the best flex support until Kapitol joined the lobby and put him in a pack on Zen.
Actually trolling and egoing my own trials. That's wild.
But yeah, Rocket's just the best flex support. I don't think there's much argument.
Gliscor, who did you go with?
I disagree. I think Rocket's trash. My pick is Narcoma as well. I mean, I had basically the same thing that I talked about with Creon, where they're doing just such a good job of keeping not only their tanks, but you know, we also talk about their DPS, who are both two or three of them, whatever, are having all this resources to work with to be able to shine. And I also think they are doing a lot of resources while also doing a lot of damage and getting a lot of kills in the kill feed. So, yeah, I think Narcoma is definitely one of the top, honestly, 5 players in the tier, probably, in my opinion.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Milan, who would you pick for the best flex support?
I also put Rocket. I mean, pretty much all was said already. He's a very good player and very well supporting the rest of his team and like complementing the rest of Amnesia too. That
guy smells so bad, it's ridiculous. Like you wouldn't believe it. But no, I also went with Rocket. I think Narcoma and Rocket both do something really, really well, which is not only do they lead their team, but the resources that they use like are very efficient, right? Like with their Ana nades, for their like their Yari, their aim is pretty good. I don't know if Narcoma plays the Yari, but like the way that they like, I think isn't Narcoma their Curie player? Because I think their Curie is really, really good, from what I remember.
Yeah,
Narcoma.
Yeah, but they use the resources well. They know how to play. They're playing safe. They pay to live. But they're aggressive is like a really, really big thing. So I think we're pointing out these aggressive flex supports because you can kind of see their impact more, which is kind of like a really, really big thing. I think some flex supports that aren't as aggressive but kind of deserve a shout. Aristotle is really, really good. Glitch is a pretty consistent flex support player. Who else is on?
I'd like to make a shout out. Someone, Flames of Raw, our newest pickup. Really great guy, great player.
Mimi on Frost Nova is really good. Flames of Raw, yep, that's a good shout.
Yeah. He's much more of a resource giver than taker, but
yeah,
he's really good at keeping me alive.
I didn't pick any of my own teammates, but if I would have put Eris over Rocket. I think without Eris, Krakens are not near as good.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like I think there's a lot of like if you see that the supports were either picked for their team or everything else was picked for their team. So like for MI7, the supports are less in the spotlight because they're healing more and lets their team shine. Whereas for example, Amnesia, they had Rocket picked, but none of their other players were picked. So again, that's really because they're taking more resources and being aggressive. Just something to point out.
Yep.
A little something.
But yeah, just a little something, something. But let's go to the exciting parts now. Like, who do we think the most valuable player as of right now in the tier is? And we're gonna start off with Milan. We're gonna go backwards this time. I'm throwing a little wrench in the plans. Milan, who do you think is the most valuable player in the tier as of this moment?
As of this moment, I picked Hexo because of just how like pure impact they had on their team. But I'm more interested in how this is gonna develop over time, especially if we see a possible like roster switch. How valuable they're gonna be on a different roster that maybe, I know, I'm pretty sure last spot is a lot of like console players who've come over to PC and see maybe if Hexo ends up on a team that doesn't have that console background or I don't know, but that console background, it might affect how just how the MVP is going to work out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, fair for sure.
Are they Are they playing on controllers?
No, they all. I
No,
think they all transferred over.
yeah, I'm
To
pretty sure they all
PC.
transferred over. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I know they used to. I don't know if they just
So
play on controllers.
we'll go to Gliscor then. Gliscor, who do you have as your most valuable
Alright,
player?
well-
And if they're on your team, switch it.
Okay, so it was Tanic B. But my original pick from the original Go Gossip that no one could hear us from was Winta, because I just think that he was so flexible. Like seeing him on both support and DPS would kind of allow him to have impact on different sides of the map. He doesn't really play that much, but I wish he would play more. Because if he did, I feel like he would be that guy. He's that guy. I've known him for a long time. He's that guy. So if I had to switch, I'll pick Winta, because he's gonna come out in stage 2 and totally ball out.
All right. And then I guess now we'll go with Kingpin. Can we hear your amazing MVP pick?
It's a Shed Forward 420.
Also
Used to
goes
go-
by
Edge,
Edge, aka Shidfard 420.
a tank from Frost Nova. I played against him in preseason. He was the best player on the team. He just carries the team.
Scary player, that guy.
He's the
You
best-
should
he's
see
the
him.
best-
You should see them
Best
on
tank in the tier
Orisa.
2.
You should see them on
I
Orisa
didn't
on
pick him.
Rialto.
Saved it for MVP. Yeah.
But yes, I think Shidfard is very, very good. And I guess now we can end with you, Kory. Kory, who do you think the MVP pick is?
So I put Kingpin for reasons I said earlier, where I think that their playstyle depends a lot on Kingpin being able to do what he does, and I mean he's just executing it very well. So I feel like it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I think Kingpin is really, really good. I think kind of playing around it. I think Istos is a really important, valuable player to Empire. I mean, if they had one more, I might have picked Istos. Almost did. But I'm gonna have to go with Tanic B. I think Tanic B does the most with the least. Is kind of how I phrase it. With the least amount of resources, they do the most. But we all are Tanic B haters, so I'm gonna choose Tanic Ant. You know who you are.
No.
No, I'm joking.
Don't pick
No, but
Yeah.
Tanic B is really good. I think they've done a lot this season.
So it's funny how I think 2 times you've mentioned the lack of resources that Tanic needs, because the last time I played with him, I had to pocket him on Pharah for half a season, and
Yeah,
it was so boring.
He's on Torb.
Yeah. Now he's on Torb. He can just hammer his turret.
Yeah, and he just overloads away. You know what I mean? And he's on
Mhm.
Junkrat. He doesn't need the resources,
Yeah.
and he's vibing out. But yeah, I think Istos and Kingpin kind of in the most valuable, the play style built around them. That's kind of how. That's where I put them. For now. But yeah, I mean, and our last category, probably the best category in my opinion. It's going to be the most improved player this season, and we're gonna start with Gliscor this time.
Okay, so my most improved player is Colossus on Eternal Blue, and the reason why I picked him is because I played against him I think once or maybe even twice last year in the Discord tier, and he was on Avalon, which was that Sim Junkrat heavy team, that kind of Dolphinicus and Zasper were taking the spotlight as those kind of carry people. And now that he's on Eternal Blue this year, he's kind of that big player on their team. So considering just how he took a backseat last year to where he's one of the best players, if not the best player on his team, I have Colossus as my most improved.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Kingpin, who do you have as your most improved player this season?
I went with Melo. I tried not to pick anybody on my team, but I couldn't not pick Melo. Melo has improved so much from the time tryouts to now. Like he's actively engaging in what he can do better. He's just trying his hardest to get better, and it's working. Like he's implying everything our coaches have told him. He's asking questions every scrim. So
Makes sense. Kory, anything to add? I mean, I know you have the same pick. Anything to add on Melo?
Yeah, so I picked Mello because, no disrespect, but I watched a Koala Kings scrim. I don't remember, it was like last season or 2 seasons ago, and Mello was there, and obviously I'm a main support, so I was watching Mello, and I noticed a lot of things that were definitely like, like mistakes that were being made and stuff like that, and then now, like watching him now compared to then is just like night and day. Like he's improved so much, so like he's really good now. And I'm not saying he was like really bad then, but I mean, you kind of have to have that comparison to be most improved.
So he's like a Kory protege per se.
I wouldn't say that. I didn't do anything. I watched him. I didn't coach. So, yeah. If I could take credit, I would, but I can't.
And Milan, who's your most improved player?
I picked Gabe for this. This is the first person I'm putting on Empire on my entire list, and I think
Just gonna put it out there.
yeah, no,
Even though you picked Kai. in
So
your
the
mind.
Gabe. Oh wait, yeah, I definitely did. Okay, so the second person on my team that I picked. But I think Gabe, like especially since recently Toxic has kind of stepped away a little bit more, I think Gabe is gonna continue. I know even from last season, he's continued, and Choi has even said to me, he's like, Gabe's definitely like a project type of player, someone that he's gonna coach with and really try to like perform like in the future. And I think this pick for me is more about the future than as of like now. I think by the end of the season, he's gonna be a much more improved player. Not that he's bad now, but much more like better and play a lot better with our team by the end of the season.
You want to know what Choi said last season about Gabe?
What?
The same thing.
Yeah.
He said Gabe's a project player every
Yeah.
time. Like that's gotta be insulting.
It's true. No, I mean, I would if I was a tank, I would want to be like Choi. I mean, so
Yeah, no, Gabe. I think Gabe's really good. I think Gabe definitely improves as he plays with people over time.
yeah.
I think that's like a really, really big thing. So I definitely could see that pick banking. I picked the Zeno. Their only loss is when he wasn't there. He's looked great on like the Ash. This guy just decided that he was going to be really, really good this season, and he's improved so much in comparison to like the last 2 seasons. I mean, he won MVP in Harmony 2 seasons ago, and it's just been like straight up since then. Like this guy has just been so good this season. Like it's like the impact that this guy has in games and like in fights is just so wild that you wouldn't expect it. And yeah, that's like I think he's probably their flashiest player, their most like swing player. And if Azino's on that team with a consistent shit forward 420, obviously, and their support line, that team is tough to beat.
Yeah, they are tough to beat. I agree.
He adds that like power. It's kind of like Istos. It's that punching power. When that guy's on, and he's now become more consistent on being on, which is like a really, really big thing. I think this guy just adds another layer to that team, which makes them so much scarier. Yeah. So those are our end of stage one basically awards. I think, yeah, and I mean now we're on to the fun part. Well, for the viewers at least. We'll probably argue a bit. I expect some arguing. If I'm the only person arguing, I'm gonna be upset.
I'm gonna fucking throw shit at you, bro. Here we go.
Kory, I better hear some
ready.
good takes from you.
I
Okay?
will not be arguing.
Why
Everything
not?
I'm gonna say is correct.
Okay,
Time.
well, what if I say
You
something?
guys can
incorrect?
argue with me.
Yeah. Okay, and then Milan, you'll argue too, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, that didn't convince me.
about to be
But yeah, we're gonna do we're gonna do a tier list for trans tier. Creon, do you want to open that up and pop that up open? Oh, you got it. Perfect. I love you. This guy's so much better at hosting than me, or so much better at production than me. But yeah, we'll go one by one. Do we want to start at the beginning or at the end? Because I really don't want to start with my team, but if we want to, we can.
I don't, let's pick a random one. Let's just pick a random one from the thing.
Let's go with Let's go
Tempest.
with Reckless Gamma. Where does Reckless Gamma belong in this tier list?
C,
Why C?
because they are mid.
I don't really know where to rank them because they don't have any other teams, but I'm fine
Yeah,
putting
I
them
think
C
we
for
can
now.
I
change
think
it later.
C.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I
C.
think
Yeah.
C,
but
but I think they could scrape it at the bottom of B. They gave us a run for our money in our match last Tuesday. They were pretty good. They won a map.
yeah,
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
think this is like lower middle pack type of team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they beat the most of the lower half teams, which is kind of
don't you guys lose a map to like every team now?
No, we've only we 3-0'd Slee Seahorses, but yeah, we lost a map to you guys, Classified, and them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll do. Yeah, I mean, we'll just start with Amnesia. Let's go with Amnesia. Where do we think Amnesia belongs?
A
Uh,
tier.
I think A. Yeah.
I think A. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to argue S. Why do we think it's A and not S
No.
tier?
I feel like
Why?
if
Dude,
there
we
were a
literally
bunch of
won
teams in S,
3-1.
then yeah. But
We
like,
literally
I
won
feel like there's
3-1. We didn't even scrim.
yeah.
Like, we won 3.
Okay, yeah, but like we had been scrimming for like a few days. Like we didn't even do preseason.
We need to preseason.
Yeah, but that's because we had an injury. Okay, whatever. I don't know. I think it's kind of crazy to put us. I don't know. We'll see. I think I can argue that later.
Sorry,
on.
Kory. I think I interrupted you, bud. If you want to make your comment on that.
I think you guys are top of A. I feel like there aren't that many S teams, but like if there was more, I feel like Amnesia could be there. But I think you're just at the top of A.
You know what, Kory? You're a sweet talker.
Thanks.
You have to think about it.
The
As if,
mediator.
like, if you're an S tier, that means that you could beat some of the teams in S tier.
Yeah, we could definitely beat MI7 like 3-0 next time we play them.
Okay.
I
All
don't
right,
know.
okay.
What's next?
All right, let's go. Let's do Classified. Let's go down. Let's go down the list. Classified is next. I think Classified is
I
a
have to
low
B.
A, high B. In
I
my
think they're a
opinion.
B team.
I think they're. Yeah, I
I-
think B. Yeah.
I would
I
start
think they're the best B tier team.
I think
Yeah.
I overrated them at the beginning of the season because we played them early, and they have some talented players, but it's just not. I don't think it's really clicking that much.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, yeah, I think Classified's a really good team. I think they kind of just can like, what's the word for it? I think they're like a meta dependent team. I think this was the meta for them, like this Orisa Bapiari meta. I think that was a really good meta for them. So I think they looked good. But I think if they come across a meta that's more brawl or dive heavy, I think they could have a lot more issues.
Yeah, I would consider them and like Tempest to be those like gatekeeper teams where like they're in the middle.
I think
they
they're
can
so
just-
much better than Tempest.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I would put them above Tempest, but that's it.
I think Tempest is like Reckless Gamma level, but let's go. We can get to Tempest later. Let's go to Dapper Dynasty. Where
Uh-oh.
is the
Last,
Dapper
F.
Dynasty?
Nope.
And I think
F.
they're. I
D.
think
Yeah.
okay. So are we rating them on like what are we rating?
All right,
Dapper
let me-
Dynasty on?
Let me give you guys a
Dapper
rundown
Dynasty starts
before
with
you rate
D,
them.
That means they go to D.
Before you rate us. So, we have not had a roster for the first 4 weeks. 1 week we
Okay.
had to forfeit, 1 week we had our actual roster, but we never scrimmed. Then we lost all of our players basically, and then we've had ringers. We're on the comeback. Our last week we beat the worst team, but
Well, we can't do it based on cope. We have.
Can
I mean,
you,
we
can
could.
You, can
We
you
definitely
make
could.
Creon, can you make F tier fraud?
the fraud tier.
Yeah.
You're
I
not
think-
putting me there, are you?
I mean, like obviously you guys have had trouble with roster, but like we can't just like say.
I
"Oh,
think
when
we're
the-
C
when the-
tier."
When the team's there, they're gonna win. Like you guys, I don't think you guys would win against Reckless Gamma.
I think they would kill Reckless Gamma. I'm gonna be honest.
Alright, I feel like let's come back to Dapper Dynasty. I'll bring them back up after we put some
Well,
other teams in these tiers.
let's put Dapper Dynasty in C tier for now. I think that's like an okay
I'm fine
sitting
with that.
place. Alright, we can go to Empire. Where do we think Empire is? They have two losses against really good teams, and then they have 2 wins against teams that are like
I'd say A.
really
tier.
struggling.
I think they're
think
definitely
they're
A,
tier.
even despite the struggle, just because they just have so many good players. They have a
Their
great coaching staff.
3-0 lost to Lost Spotter. They didn't have their best player, so I don't know how much it would have changed that, but in my
What was the
opinion,
Kraken score? Was that a 3-0 or a 3-1?
it was a 3-1.
Okay. I know. I was expecting them to do better against Krakens, but yes. Milan, what do you think? What do you think Empire should be? This is your team after all.
I think right now, I think we should be like lower pack A. I think.
Like bottom of A? Is that what you're
Yeah,
thinking right now?
I think bottom A.
I could vibe with bottom of A for now.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of tough to argue a 2-2 team higher than bottom of A.
yeah.
Even
I
though
think,
you guys have had 2 really good losses, like against tough
Yeah.
teams. Well, they haven't been that really good, I guess, because you did get like 3-0'd by Lost
yeah.
Spada.
I think I think like the right now we have such like a level difference between A and B. I don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
not
I
B.
agree.
Definitely not. Like not even
Yeah.
close. I think it's between S and A, but I
Mhm.
think A is good.
I think lower A is fair. Yeah.
So you do. Well,
I'm with you here, Capital.
I
I'm with
do-
you here. I know exactly what you're saying. I'm with you.
Okay. Let's go to the
What's
next
the
one.
problem? What's the problem?
No,
Wait, what?
let's go to Eternal Blue for now. We'll come back to it later. I think
A.
Eternal Blue is like also like I think it's a B tier team.
I think they're A.
Why do you think
if-
they're A?
So I originally
Well, if
thought they were A.
are we
but, like,
gonna
what
are
teams
we
are
gonna
they
put
beat?
Frost Nova A? Because if we put Frost Nova A, I think we have to put Eternal Blue A.
Do we?
They went to map 5, and Eternal Blue are just now getting roster. Like they're just getting a settled roster. They've added and dropped like 3 to 4 DPS.
But are those always
combined.
positive? Like we're assuming those adds and drops are
Yeah.
positives.
Well, water is definitely a positive over the.
Water
person
is
they had
definitely
before.
positive.
Water was on the team when they played.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
and
were,
it was
but they
map
just
5.
got
It was
on. They just got on the team. Is the thing.
Water was on the team for 3 weeks.
Has it been 3 weeks already?
Yeah.
He lost a map at Dapper Dynasty, then had to pick up water.
It's been 2.
was
He was
crazy.
in week 3 and week 4, so it's been 2.
Okay. You got in between. My bad. Sorry.
So they play one match with water. No, 2 matches with water. I don't know.
I don't know. I think they're top of B tier. I think they'd have trouble against Classified.
I think they're 3-0 classified.
Yeah, I think this is top of B. I don't know.
Yeah, they're top of B or bottom of A for
I
me.
just don't see
Yeah.
Eternal Blue being in the same tier as Amnesia and Empire.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do
'cause
we
you
think
have
Eternal Blue would have a closer game with Classified or a closer game with Empire?
Empire.
classified?
Classified. There's no way you think they're gonna have a closer game with Empire.
I mean, it was
I
week
do.
1, but they also had a close game with Dapper Dynasty. So
Yeah.
just throwing that one out there.
I mean, the biggest thing. Okay, so to put this out there, you've had 2. Kingpin, you've had 2 games with Empire, right? And they've been pretty close games both times. Would you say?
Yeah.
So would you say that Eternal Blue would be closer to beating you guys than losing to Classified?
I don't think classified's that good. So I don't know.
So wait,
Oh,
so
it looks like Water says that he only played map 3 on the Frost Nova game.
okay, but that just means he's not being played. That's okay. Doesn't mean he wasn't around.
I think we should throw a top of B for now. We can always come back.
I think
come
top
back and
of
switch
B is a good
Yeah.
spot if I'm honest. But yeah, let's go to Frost Nova. I think Frost Nova is either the bottom of A or the top of B.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think I'd put them above
I would put them
Eternal Blue.
I would put them at the bottom of A because I think they have a chance to beat the teams in A. Like
Yeah.
even the teams.
I
in S.
agree.
I think they have a chance to beat any team.
I think their peak is higher than Eternal Blue's peak by a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%.
So I think that makes sense. I mean, I was expecting more argument there. So Insidious, what do we? I'll say a bit on Insidious. I think Insidious has done a good job playing this season, but I think it's been kind of tough moving up from Harmony tier. I think I really want to see what they do in elimination pool. Didn't they just get a win against Yoink though? I think they did.
Did they?
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
that was
putting them in-
that was
It
a
was
forfeit.
a
It was a
yeah, it was a
forfeit.
okay.
forfeit.
Well, I'm gonna put them in D tier for now. Either way, but I think they definitely can make some damage in elimination pool.
Yeah.
All right, I have a hot take here. I think they might be able to beat Dapper Dynasty. It's not even because Kory's
No.
here. It's just like you guys can have like 7 ringers for your match.
Yeah, honestly,
We're
Insidious
actually
has a better
figuring out a
tank.
roster. You say
Honestly,
Insidious has a better tank?
yeah.
Have you seen me, dude? I've been cooking in scrims. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen you cooking on the stream. It's been kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie. Could you cook
Yeah.
for me? I want some fried dumplings right now. I'm so hungry.
No, I can't do that kind of cooking.
Fuck. All right. All right. Yeah, but no, I think this makes sense. I think Insidious is kind of like down there until proven differently. But I think are we done Krakens next?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, I think
but
Krakens
S-
is there's
think
just
that's
no okay. We're okay. We've cooked now.
Top of A
There's
or
just
bottom
no
of S?
way that we think that Krakens is top of S.
I think they're the best team in the league.
They just got reverse swept.
So what, dude? It's a 3-2. It could go any way.
We
I
fucking
feel like
3-2
back.
could go any way, dude.
I don't know.
3-2 could
I
go
think
any
I
way.
think C-Pool is being overrated a tiny bit, if I'm honest.
I mean, C-Pool is stacked.
C-Pool is overrated. They're not that stacked.
C-Pool
I
has
think
the 1 and 2 teams, and then a great like 4 or 5 team at Empire.
you're huffing the copium.
Me?
What
C-Pool's pretty
copium am
stacked.
I huffing?
Amnesia's kind of mid.
This has nothing to do with amnesia.
It finally
take
came
that,
out,
Cap?
bro.
I'm
It finally
asking
came
about
out.
C-Pool. I'm not talking about B-Pool.
I think Krakens are S. We can figure out the order when we figure it out.
I think
Krakens
I
had
think
a
they're
really,
Obviously
really
S.
Krakens had
Obviously
really,
S.
really close games in
Krakens with
Empire.
3-0 amnesia, and it wouldn't even be close.
Okay, I don't know why my team's being brought into this.
Because you're the one that's like saying
Suck.
they're A pool.
You're not even on Krakens, Gliscor.
So I can have a take. I'm on the show.
Okay,
have a
okay, okay. I don't know how Krakens. Yeah, I mean,
And
we'll put
we're
an
not
S
number
for it.
one. We're not number one.
Well, he
Like
said
the
top of S.
Like
I'm
the
just putting it out
Chiefs,
there.
the Chiefs lose to the Lions, but they're not the number 1 team. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, the Chiefs are not the number 1 team right now,
they
but
just
we
won
can
the
move
Super
on.
Bowl.
That doesn't mean. Okay, let's
Right,
move
right,
on.
All
We'll
right,
talk about
we're
the
straying off
Yeah,
topic
yeah.
right now. Yeah. All right, culture.
Can we make a tier for Harmony?
No,
Harmony
that's
teams, and then-
that's cruel.
Okay.
I would put them above Insidious because they did beat Insidious
They beat
3-2. I
Insidious,
think.
yes, I'd-
They
it was a
picked up
3-2 though. So it's
they
closer
picked up
than
the
it-
CPS
Oh, no, it was a
Foxy
3-0, never mind.
Miss. He's top one. He's top 133 OD. It's pretty cool.
Hey, that's. I mean, I'm excited to see them do work in elimination. In the wait, top what?
He's top 133. It's in his
Top
Discord
one,
profile.
top 133 OD.
Okay. Okay.
It's in his
I heard,
profile.
I heard, I heard
Bump him
top
up, bump him
13. I heard top 13 OD, and I was like, oh,
I thought
fire.
I thought you said top 500 133. I'm like,
No.
what? Why would he join that team?
No,
No
he's
shade to Insidious.
top 133 OD. He's
How is he
popping
eligible
off.
for the tier? Yeah, no, okay, that makes more sense. But yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Lost
Lost Fun is not frauds. They're bro.
top of S.
You can put him
as of
above
right now.
Krakens right now. Put him above Krakens
Yeah,
right now.
put him top of
That's
S.
fair.
I think
my
that's fair, but I think Krakens is the better team. I think that's fair, 'cause they
Kory,
beat
I'm
them.
gonna go insane. I'm gonna be honest. I think again, there's just okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. MI7 is the best team in the tier right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't what? I don't think so.
I think so. You guys
Okay.
haven't scrimmed, and you would probably beat every team in the tier.
I think until we beat La Espada, I would put La Espada above us, just because I mean we haven't really had that much competition.
Dude,
Wow.
I just
Wow.
wow. I don't know. I think our game was pretty close, but I guess I was wrong. In the first day of the meta,
That was the first day playing together.
The
though.
first day of the meta, yeah, but it's like our first day in 2 weeks playing together because our flex squad had a wrist injury. So like I don't know, man. Whatever. We just picked up a tank player because Dodge joined mad late. But whatever. Only MI7 gets excuses. My bad.
I didn't say I haven't made any excuses for ourselves.
No. I'm not saying like that. But yeah, MI7 also didn't allow Iari. Just putting that out there.
Did we not, or was just?
No, I asked and you guys said no.
I remember that.
So it's kind of a fraud game in my opinion.
Yeah, we would have lost 3-0.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have had Laura with the mercy pocket.
True. Yeah, that's right.
No, I love Laura. That's my goat. Oh, the AC just turned on. That hits so nice. All right, let's go to Oath. I think Oath is top of D tier.
I mean, the only map game they've won has been a forfeit.
Yeah, but I think they're still better than Culture and Insidious. Insidious' only game is off of a forfeit, and Culture's only game is a 3-2 win over Insidious.
Oh wait, no, that's not.
And if you told me,
3-0 shake and bake.
okay,
Yeah.
but I think that was an FF. That was the FF.
Was that? No,
Yeah.
Or did? Oh, okay. Oh, that was.
I think Oath has
Yeah.
showed actually okay gameplay against teams that are pretty good, whereas I think Insidious and Krakens and Yoink, which we'll get to later on, have kind of beat up on each other in this in their 3 in Pool C, right?
Oh,
So I think Oath has definitely looked better. I think Oath could surprise us later on in the season, getting up to a top of C tier, honestly. But
I think you could put them bottom of C tier too, because I feel like the arguments made or moved Dapper Dynasty down. I don't want that obviously, but the arguments made for them are the exact same as what you could make for us. Except I think our games were closer against Frost Nova and Eternal Blue.
And I think I trust your guys' individual skill more, not to be like
Thanks,
that.
Kapitol.
But, okay, I trust everybody but Kory's individual skill. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
No. Honestly, I really liked your roster beforehand. I'm probably like your roster after. But you guys have a really good team. Poofa, Spoofa. Kory's
Poofa is
Kory.
Poofa.
I don't know who else is on your team at this point.
We have Pomku, we have Crystal.
Oh, Pomku's the goat. I love Pomku.
Yeah.
But
Pomku in a Genji meta, that's all I'm
it
saying.
is that's the biggest thing I'd say.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think we can move Oath to bottom of C. I'd be down with that.
I think it's good.
Okay.
'cause
I don't have an opinion about it. That's whatever you guys think.
That's fine.
I mean, I think Kory
I
is
think
the
they're
best
better
thing
than
in
all
there.
the D-tier teams.
Yeah.
I'll have an opinion
Shake
after
and
we
Bake-
play them.
Yeah, I think Shake and Bake kind of has to be in tier for now. I don't think they've won a map yet.
They have
I
they
just
have
kinda
to be
respect it.
last. Yeah, they have to. Be
Yeah.
last.
Yeah. They're cool,
Well,
by the way.
yeah. They're
When we're
really
playing
they're
against
really
them,
dope.
they're funny. Like,
I know
they're
they're
having fun
playing.
with it.
I think
Yeah.
they have like a bunch of players in Harmony tier that had one player that was like not eligible for anything but trance. That's why they're playing. Goats for filling in.
Yeah.
But it's kind of rust. It's kind of rough.
Mhm.
I think I've been a little mean to them. I mean, they came in late, like we talked about.
I mean,
way
you did
earlier.
try. I mean, I know you being nice really isn't your thing, Gliscor. Right? Weren't you the person that tried to ego Oath?
What are you
Or
talking
is that
about?
somebody else? Somebody else tried to ego Oath earlier this week. I can't remember who that was.
Well,
It was
not
really
me.
funny
I don't know what you're talking about.
My bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to accuse.
Yeah.
That
Guy's
was
trying
rude,
to start
Cap.
stuff. He doesn't want. Yeah, you don't.
Can we
don't
move
want-
him down to B tier for that?
Yeah, my bad. Can we get him in fraud tier? No, fraud tier is deleted. No.
Add a fraud tier. Put him down there.
Alright,
We
Kriana.
had a
let's
fraud
keep on
tier. It's
moving.
gone now. All right, but let's go to silly seahorses.
I'd put them at the top of D.
I think they're better than.
I think they're better than Culture.
I think they're in
Insidious,
C.
and
I think they're in
Shake
C tier. I think they're the same level as like Oath. and Dapper.
and Bake. Yeah, they're the same level as Oath. Their tank, Blake's, is that their tank?
Yeah.
He's pretty good. I think.
Yeah,
he's the
I
best
don't.
player in
And
the game.
you know, Yummy Mac, kind
Yummy
of
Mac.
cool. I love Yummy Mac. I think they can play some wacky stuff, but they have some individual skill. I think their last game was pretty close, and they played an actual okay.
They took
yeah.
classified to 5. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and they played
Yeah,
played real comps. They took a team that I think is actually not bad. Like, good. I think this meta is better for them than the Orisa meta was. Well, Orisa meta still kind of is. But no, I think like this Junker Queen like Zarya will benefit them more. And I kind of want to put them in like, I don't know. I kind of want to put them at like C tier below Dapper Dynasty above Oath. Everybody okay with that?
That's fine. They took a map off Tempest, so
Okay.
I mean, I get to play them. We get to play them this week, so I guess we'll see. I haven't been able to form an opinion on them yet, but from what I've seen, they've looked pretty not bad. Tempest, I think Tempest kind of also belongs in that like C tier jargon of Gamma Seahorses.
I don't think so. I think they're pretty good. I think they go like absolute bottom of B tier, like looking into top of C tier, just because I think they have switched tanks literally like a day before.
Oh
one of
yeah, their new
matches.
tank is pretty
And their
good
new tank is
actually.
pretty, he came up. I
think
think he
their
came up from
tank is-
Discord tier, so he's
Yeah, he
pretty
did.
good. I mean, they have some good players, to be honest. Like
Did they
every
beat-
match has been sort of close.
Yeah. I was wondering if they beat. I wonder what the score was with the. Yeah, so they played Silly Seahorses 3-1.
wasn't it 3-1 versus Classified?
Yeah,
They
they
lost
lost
3-1
3-1. They
classified.
lost 3-1 to classified.
They also
yeah, I
beat
mean,
Gamma 3-1 as well, so which is the top of C tier. So I think
yeah,
they're
I know.
okay.
I think bottom of B makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And then I guess let's go to Yoink now. I think Yoink is
bottom
kind of
of C.
like. I think they're.
I
top
think
of
they're
D.
top of D. Yeah.
I mean, again, not that much difference between the two, but I think they're more in contention with like Culture and Insidious rather than like Gamma and Dapper Dynasty.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then you can just slide that last team into the bottom tier.
Yep. Right next to Amnesia.
Yeah. Right next to
No,
Capital's team.
Right next to
Yeah.
Amnesia.
I mean, to be serious, I think they like they're a solid team, but they have to beat someone good. Like they beat Frostnova week 1. Like,
without
I
a
don't-
Xeno
Frostnova,
and without Yari.
without a Xeno, and Frostnova has improved so much from week 1. So I need to see them beat an actual good team.
The week 1 games are kind of fraud games, in my opinion, just because, well,
Yeah.
obviously the Amnesia lost, but also just because I think, Like it was kind of a weird time. People were figuring out the meta. Half the teams could play Yari, half of them couldn't. I don't know. I think they have looked good. Do they play Eternal Blue this coming week? I believe they do.
Yeah,
It
that's
depends
the
on
match
how.
to look out for. I think
If they play and they win pretty dominantly against Eternal Blue, I mean it's gonna have to be dominant in my opinion to get them up in that like S tier. But until then, I think you gotta put them like a bit above. They're kind of with that Frost Nova Empire groupage. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I think they're top of that. I think they're top of all of that.
Even though they
They're-
beat Frost Nova, I think right now Frost Nova's better. In my
I mean,
opinion.
I guess you could say that. I don't know. I think I would do in this order. Frost Nova. Oh, that's kind of wild, but I guess I'll say this: Frost Nova, Wasteland, Empire. And I don't know, call me crazy, but I think
You're crazy.
I know Milan.
Crazy.
It does
Crazy.
sound crazy because I think Empire also has had the issue with like Istos not being able to show up and stuff at sometimes and having to fall back on Milan. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
But
Man, I leave nostalgia and I'm just shit now. Like,
yeah, I mean, you could have been a Zeno who just improved a lot, but you had to take the other route.
I mean, they missing players during matches, but they have a 12-man roster, so they're not bringing any ringers. It's not like they have the ringer copium. You got those are people that scrim with you every time. So,
Who?
I don't
Empire.
think.
No, they
half of that roster-
No, they don't scrim with us.
Really?
That is a cosmetic 10-man roster.
yeah, they're Empire fans. Like,
Yeah. I love Chuster. That's my
Really?
goat though.
People just
Nah,
don't show up to anything.
dude,
They were-
It's literally just MI7, just like our support line. They just don't show up.
Schuster's
Dapper
so
Dynasty.
back. Schuster's so back.
they were just
Amnesia's coaches. Actually, I show up to a lot. It's Strata who doesn't show up, but Chuster's back. Oh,
Schuster's
let's go.
so back. He's so back.
Empire has 3 tanks now. That's gonna work out well.
Nah.
honestly,
Toxic can't play
Chuster.
anymore. I
Yeah,
forgot.
Yeah.
Toxic
That's
has stepped away.
That's honestly an upgrade.
Wait,
Agreed.
Amnesia should be back in A tier, right?
No, frauds.
Fraud's here. Fraud's here. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I agree with what Kilroy said in the chat. Dapper Dynasty should be in frauds because they're just good and pretending to be bad.
They're saying
I think
that.
it's a good tier
You
for
guys,
us.
you guys,
You guys just want easy pickings up in the bottom tier.
Yeah,
you guys
we
are
want the
saying that.
storyline.
stage
Yeah,
I'm
we,
trying to, like,
we
delay
won
this
one
out.
game just so people would not like think that we suck, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to like.
They're actually you guys are in the process of picking up Hexo right now.
Yeah, exactly.
to replace
That
you.
Kory's getting benched for
No, I'm putting myself on main support.
Is that allowed?
It's over. No, it is not allowed.
I don't know if we're allowed to do that. Kory, if you're writing the script like Twist says, who's winning the tier?
Dapper Dynasty.
Okay, well, who's coming in second place then?
Amnesia.
Ah,
And I'll beat down Amnesia and I'll be like, that was my old team. I don't know.
yeah.
I wouldn't say anything mean.
I don't know, Kory, you're not a mean guy. You know, you're not like
No.
Gliscor. Us two. You know,
You're not a
Kory,
mean guy.
Kory and I,
You're
you
from
and
Boston.
I are like the angels of this podcast.
Yeah.
That's it though. Even the LCS says you're very toxic. But I don't know. I think this is a pretty good tier list. Is there anything we want to change from here? Anything we want to shift around? Anything that we think looks kind of funky? Anything everybody really dislikes?
Wasteland above Empire and behind Frost Nova is questionable, but
Where would you have them?
I think
I
we
don't
could
know.
swap Wasteland and Frost Nova and still have an acceptable list. But that's just me.
yeah,
All right, that's fine. I'm down.
I think Empire's better than both of them, but it can't really put them above them right now.
Okay. So I think one thing that I would personally, I don't know. I think Kraken's is an A tier team, and let me tell you why. Let me pitch this.
They're not on the same level as you, dude. Stop
Let me pitch this. Ready? Krakens in this meta are gonna suffer a lot.
It's a JQ meta.
It's a JQ's already meta, right? Is that true? Do you play JQ, Genji main?
Yes.
Are you good at it?
It's a rush tank. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. Like,
He gets home field advantage.
I don't know. I think Krakens. I think they might get a little bit exposed. Just my opinion. But I mean, to be fair, I thought that in the last patch too. So who knows? I think I'm pretty set with this list, honestly. I mean, unless anybody else has
I'm
any
fine with it.
opinions.
Yeah,
I think it's
good.
fine.
Also, Reinhardt's. I think Reinhardt's gonna be pretty good this batch.
I don't like putting my own team above good teams until we beat them. It's just hard for me to fathom that, you know. Because then if I'm above, and then I underperform, then what the fuck, you know?
So
And
what we're hearing is that you're a choke artist.
yes,
Okay. Okay.
Can't handle the pressure.
I choked on Junkertown last year against MI7 on the Wildcat Boys.
Oh yeah,
Choked.
cool. All right. All right. So now we're gonna go on to our last segment, which is our buy or sell segment, and just to describe it a little bit as because now their ads are done. Well, it's basically teams that are 4-0 or 3-1. We're gonna be buying or selling them. Everybody's gonna get 15 seconds to talk, and we're basically gonna say if we think this team is really good, and we're gonna buy them. We think they're gonna be a contender, or we're selling their stocks and they're gonna flop. And you got 15 seconds to tell us why. So to go to the first team, we're gonna go to Wasteland Outcasts, and we're gonna start with Kory.
All right, so I was thinking about this, and Wasteland Outcasts, I think that they are at the peak of where they're going to be. I think they're still going to be good, but I'm going to sell them because I think that they're not going to get higher than they are right now.
Gliscor?
I'm also gonna sell them. Like I said before, we need to see them beat somebody good, right? And it'll happen, right? You know that test will happen in a few weeks in April. You know they'll play against Krakens or MI7 or something like that. And if they beat them, then obviously they've shown that they can actually contend. But until they beat that SA tier team, I need to see it. So I'm gonna sell them for now.
Alright. Did we ask Kingpin? I don't think we asked Kingpin.
I'm gonna sell them. They haven't beat anybody that good yet, so gotta wait see.
All right, Milan.
Yeah, I'm pounding the sell on this one. I think they're at the peak where they're gonna be, and I think right now they're kind of just farming wins off of this weaker A pool. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm also gonna sell them. I would buy them this week. If this is how actual stocks work, I would buy them this week and I would sell them next week because they're gonna beat Eternal Blue, be 5-0 going into A pool. Their stocks are gonna be at an all-time high, and then I think they're gonna lose out. I think they're gonna lose the next 3 games, and then I think they're gonna go 0-2 in playoffs.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Holy guacamole!
Clip that.
Yeah,
Let me
clip
that. Let me send it to Motherless.
it. One of many lists.
What a many
Um,
lists.
Yeah. But yeah, so now we'll go to La Spada, and we'll start with Kory. You again?
I'm going to buy La Espada. They're, again, at a really high point that they might not get any higher, but I think they have a better chance than Wasteland Outcasts, and I think that they have a good chance to make it far in the playoffs.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Kingpin.
I'm going to buy them. I just lost to them. I think they're a good team. I think we choked the win away, but they're still a good team. They deserve a lot of credit for reverse sweeping us. And they are going to be in contention for the championship for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's a good reason as any. Gliscor.
Basically the opposite of Wasteland. I mean, they've beaten 2 really good teams. You have to buy them. You can't say that they're not contenders or a top 2 or 3 team in the league right now. They've had definitely the hardest schedule combined. I think Krakens and them have had the combined hardest schedule because they've both played Empire and each other. So I'm definitely gonna buy them.
Yeah, I mean, and then Milan as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna buy them. I think right now they're at a really tricky spot that's gonna define the rest of their season. So I think it's a buy, but it could, turn into something else. But I don't think it will.
You guys are all cowards. I'm selling this team, and let me tell you why. They're dropping Hexco, which is their best player. I think this actually. Let me rephrase. I think their support line is really good. But other than the support line, Hexco, I think they're dropping the better tank of the 2. I think Mania is kind of a fraud. And I think if there's not a support dominant meta like the one coming up, and they don't have the Junker Queen player in Hexco, they're gonna fall off a cliff.
Are you gonna call us cowards when you're selling the stock? You gotta hold strong.
No. That's not how that works. Don't be smart. Alright, but we'll go to MI7 and we'll start with Milan this time. Milan?
Oh, sorry. I thought you said someone else's name. Nah, I mean, I'm slamming the buy on this team. I think they're gonna continue to go up, and they got a lot of potential moving forward. Being the best team in the tier overall.
Kingpin?
Is it MI7?
Mhm.
I zoned out. Yeah, I'm buying MI7. My former team, they have Gliscor, Tanaglor. They're definitely gonna. They don't scrim, and they're probably the best team in the league. If they start scrimming, they're just gonna walk into a championship win. So
All right, Kory.
I'm gonna buy them. I think they're the best team, and I don't really think it makes sense to sell the best team. So
And Gliscor, your own team.
I'm gonna
buy
put
your
my
own team?
faith. I'm gonna put some faith in myself, and I'm gonna buy MI7. Obviously, we haven't really, scrimmed that much. We'll say I'll reveal it now. We are deciding to now start scrimming. So,
Ah,
we are
so-
deciding to
holy
scrim now.
cow.
I'm gonna sell. Let me tell you why.
Guy's the
Number
biggest
one,
coward ever.
the honeymoon phase is over. They're scrimming now. It's getting serious. This is when feelings get involved. Number two, I just think that they aren't improving. I just think they're as good as they were last season, and the synergy is carrying them, which is kind of what happening. But they also haven't played a real team yet, and as soon as they go into this A pool, I mean, I did just sell, and I actually this is like something I said in Trans General. I think B pool will be stronger than A pool.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Why
Yeah,
are you telling you to put your team at S, but you just said that you're not a real team?
Because it was
Your mind,
it was
buddy.
week one. It was a fake
mind.
game. It was a fake game.
Oh, sure.
But no. But for real, MI7 is a good team. I just think that their peak is not. I don't know. I feel like it's either going to take too long to reach their peak, or some other team is just going to be peaking higher. Like I think this team is destined for like a second through fourth, which is really really good. I don't know. Maybe that's a buy actually, because I think second through fourth would be a buy.
Changing his answer.
Yeah,
He's getting nervous.
it's a buy. You're right. My bad.
What a coward. He's such a coward.
You know what? I was selling that Gliscor. This guy is terrible. And let me tell you why. I can VOD review Gliscor's gameplay and find 10 mistakes in 3 minutes. And I'm not going to do that because that'd be free coaching.
All right,
and
well,
he'd
you know
improve.
what's crazy? I'm making 10 mistakes every 3 minutes, and we're still stopping your team. So what's going on?
Yeah. Also, I think you could do that for any player in trans tier.
Not you, Kory.
honestly,
Not you, Kory.
That's true.
honestly,
That is
10
so true.
mistakes in 3 minutes for trans tier is not bad.
And for Milan, I could do that in 1 minute, maybe 30 seconds. No, but yeah, let's go to Eternal Blue, and we'll start with you, Milan. Are we buying or are we selling on Eternal Blue?
I mean, I'm slamming the sell on this one. I think there's a lot of really good teams in the tier, and I think this is one that's just going to get drowned out as kind of the pools merge and we go on in the season.
Kory?
I think that Eternal Blue, they started out by playing Dapper Dynasty, then they played Oath and Shake and Bake, so they kind of got up, and then Frost Nova they lost. They're gonna keep going down, so I'm selling.
Genji main?
I'm gonna buy. Water's my boy. So I like Ebby. Ebby's a good manager. I think Colossus is the most underrated tank in the tier. I'm gonna buy. They're gonna go up.
Is that because Colossus also plays Reinhardt?
Yes.
Okay. Gliscor?
Fair enough.
Yeah, I was pretty high on them at the beginning of the season. When they were 3-0 and then they lost to Frost Nova. I still think they're a good team. I'm gonna still sell them because I think they'll lose to Wasteland. But if they beat them, then obviously I'm gonna turn that around and say that they're one of the top teams. But I think they lose, so I'll have to sell.
I'm gonna buy Eternal Blue. I think with a win or a loss, I think it's still good for them. If they win, they're 4-1. They look great. They just beat Wasteland. Their only loss was a 3-2 to Frost Nova, who I think is a really really good team. And if they lose, they're 3-2, but they go into an arguably pretty weak pool because I think 3-2 would get them would get them in C pool because of how the parity has been. And I think they do really really well in that pool also and kind of make a run. So I'm gonna buy this team. I think they have a lot of really really good parts. And I think this meta, and I think they're gonna improve a lot over time. So I'll buy Eternal Blue. So now we're gonna be on to Krakens, who with their only loss being to Lost Bada in the reverse sweep. Let's start with Genji, your own team. Do you believe in your team?
Yeah, I'll buy my team. If the meta swaps to like a poke meta, I'm probably selling. But I'll buy my team. I think we're good.
Gliscor?
I'm buying. I still think they're the best team in the league. I mean, their only loss is to one of the top 3 teams, so like that could go any way. It could still go any way, in my opinion. So I still think they're the best. They have some great players. They have probably the best full DPS core in the league with Winter, Dong, and Kilroy. So I think stage 2 they're gonna come back strong, and show everybody that they're contenders. They're the top team. That's my
Kory?
take.
I'm buying them. After their loss, they're at a good price for me. I think they're gonna go back up after that.
Makes sense. Milan?
I'm buying this team. I think the structure of the top teams in this tier is gonna very heavily depend on what meta that we're going into right now, and I think this is one of those teams that's its fate is gonna be determined by the patch notes in the coming couple weeks.
And I'm going to sell Krakens. And the reasoning being that I think Brawl falls off the longer you play in like the tournament, because people get more synergized and they can react to it better. And I think Krakens, while being a really, really good Brawl team, kind of struggle in other areas. And once a team figures out how to beat the Brawl, it's going to be tough for them to make any headway. I think they're going to beat the teams they should beat, but I think they're going to have trouble against the other top teams as the season goes on.
Have you sold every single one of them so far?
No, I bought Eternal Blue and I bought MI7.
Okay.
I'm
so
I'm 2 and
Are
3.
those the only 2 good teams then?
No, I haven't gotten to the next 2.
It depends
Oh,
on where
I
they
I
are.
wonder
Your team is
what team is next. I wonder what team is next.
I'm buying Amnesia, but that's just me. Okay. Kingpin,
Pop-
Genjimane, what are you picking?
I'm definitely selling Amnesia. They're ran by Kapitol.
Can we
They,
get an actual opinion?
Yeah, I've never been high on Dolls. I don't know him very well, but every time I've seen him play, I haven't been really high on him. I'd have to play against him and see more from him to get a better opinion. I'm not high on their DPS line. I was kind of shocked those DPS got picked up from the Amnesia tryouts. Yeah, I don't think they're top 5 team. So
Gliscor?
All right. Well, originally I was gonna buy, but Capital's being a big hater this thing, so I'm gonna switch to sell because it got me thinking a little bit. We really did destroy them in that match, so I'm gonna clap back with some hate. You guys, you're very bad. I mean, you guys kept playing Doomfist on labs when I was playing Orisa, and I just kind of
That's
destroyed
so
Dawes.
fire, bro.
I don't
That's
know
so
what that
fire.
was. I don't know. I don't see you guys winning against any of the top 3 or 4 or 5 teams. So I'm gonna sell. Switching to sell.
Kory?
Buy Amnesia. You know, you guys could probably use the funding, use it for like, you know, some new facilities, maybe to turn your season around. I'm not expecting to get anything from it.
I gotta get Poggers back on the max contract.
Exactly,
I've
yeah.
been trying to convince this guy, and he's just playing League of Legends.
I will drop so much money for you to get Poggers back. I'll drop so much money for me to get Poggers. Either way.
Dude,
I'm buying Amnesia though.
It's a
I think
tough
they
one.
can do some damage.
Milan?
This one's a tough one, but I'm gonna slam the sell on this one. I think, first off, Capital's been pushing them a little bit too much, so I think he's trying to compensate a little bit for the rest of the season. But,
Yes.
yeah, I think this is a team that's near the top, but they're not quite there yet. I think that's a good way to put it. So.
My team is saying that they don't listen to me. They're top 3, but they don't listen to me.
Oh, wait.
I'm
I mean,
confused.
When your best player is Rocket, then where are you going?
I'm also definitely buying because I forgot that Gren is actually the GM. So I'm buying Gren, hire new coaching staff. You got this.
Fair. Kory, would you like to know? Okay. Hi.
Oh yeah, sure.
And then last team on the list, Frost Nova. And we'll start off with you, Kory.
I'm buying Frost Nova. I played against them. I mean, they 3-0'd us. One map was pretty close, but I think that they're pretty good. And like, you know, they have, as you know, an Edge are very good. And the rest of their team is solid. So I think they're gonna, you know, I think they could do some damage in the playoffs, like I said about Amnesia, but I think a little more.
Gliscor?
I'm buying them. I think they're like, considering where they started, they're one of the most trending up teams in the league, just because they've just been getting better and better. Like Kory said, they have a great support line. Edge is great. He's really flexible too. For, I've known him for a while, so he used to be not, and now he's really brought his pool open, unlike Genjimane. So I'm gonna buy them. Yeah.
Who did I not ask? I forgot.
Oh,
Yeah,
me.
there you go.
We'll go Kingpin first, and then Milan.
I will outbuy Frost Nova. They have the MVP and Shitford 420. They have a Xeno. A Xeno almost made Krakens after trying out for them for 2 weeks. With just
Damn, you let him try for 2 weeks and then got him? That's
Yeah.
wild.
Imagine
him.
that.
He just wasted 2 weeks of his time. But
I still feel bad for that, but him and Kory were so neck and neck, but Kory, in our opinion, took it at the end. So
I mean, oh, Milan's back, perfect. We can get Milan then.
Uh, I wrote down sell, but I'm gonna change the buy. I think this team is one like good win in a way, like one good win against a really good team away from like being taken pretty seriously, and I think they're trending upwards right now. So I think if they were to get a big win like in the next couple weeks, I think they could be a contender for finishing pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna buy. This team has been, I think, in my opinion, has been really, really good. As you know, really has improved a lot. They have a lot of consistency. And if Z the femboy shows up, they're gonna be really, really good. I know they were really good last season on, I think it was Frost Fissure in Trans Tier, or yeah, but they were good last season. Hatter isn't bad either. Their DPS, the second DPS that like complements Xeno is kind of the question mark. And I know they have the capability, so this team definitely could get dangerous. But lastly, to kind of end off this cast that's been a bit longer than usual, we have the matches of the week. So we'll get into these matches, which is the first one is our first feature, which will be Classified versus Reckless Gamma. And the scores will be up, I think. Do you want me to give a 3-2-1 for the scores, or are they already up?
I think they're already up.
Okay, perfect. Wait, did all the scores go up at once?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Right?
All right. Well.
Okay.
Oh, for the first two went up. Okay. We'll go to Kory first. Kory, what are your opinions on these feature matches, on this Empire and the Empire Insidious game, the Classified Reckless Gamma game?
So Empire, I think Insidious. With all due respect, I think Empire just kind of rolls this game. And then I actually have Classified, not Reckless Gamma 3-1. I think that Classified and Reckless Gamma, they're pretty like similar, but I just think that Classified is a better team, and I think that they will close it out in 4 maps.
Makes sense. Kingpin?
I went with Classified 3-0. I think Classified is better than Reckless Gamma. I don't have them very high. And I went with Empire 3-0 over Insidious. I don't think it's close. They're way two different teams.
I mean, we all went 3-0 Empire over Insidious. But so we can keep talking about this Classified Reckless Gamma game. Gliscor, what do you think? What did you think on the Reckless Gamma Classified game?
So I'm taking the underdog here. I'm taking 3-2 Reckless Gamma. I think just you have to think about the mental of Classified, who've come off 2 3-1 losses and then a really, really close 3-2 win against Sleazy Seahorses, which is a team that you'd think they'd at least 3-1 pretty handily. So I think the mental's down. I think Reckless Gamma they have some solid players that are better than we think. And I think they'll give them a run for their money. So I think it would be either a 3-2 win for Classified or a 3-2 win for Gamma. Take Gamma.
I went 3-1 Classified. I think Classified has a lot of really good individual skill, whereas I think Reckless Gamma has had some tank issues with like a tank showing up and stuff. And I think they just got rid.
They just picked up a new tank, yeah.
Yeah, they just got a new one. So either the honeymoon phase will happen and they'll win, or it won't happen and they'll lose. And I'm gonna think that Classified synergy, kind of in this like Zarya Junkie Queen meta, will pay off. Milan, what are your opinions on this last match here then?
I think Classified's just gonna win this 3-1. I think they're just a better team. I don't think everything else is kind of said.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go to our next two games, our key matches. It'll be Wasteland Outcast versus Eternal Blue and Tempest versus MI7. And I mean, I guess we'll start off with Milan this time because we gave you the pickings at the end. What did you think of these two games?
I think Wasteland Outcast is gonna continue to kind of roll over their pool. I think I said 3-1, and I think Eternal Blue's a good team, and I think they'll take a map or two off, but I think Wasteland's still gonna win. And then, I mean, MI7 I think is one of the most dominant teams, if not the most dominant team in the tier, and I think just Tempest isn't going to be able to compete with them.
I think we all went MI7 3-0. I think I'd like to change mine to a 3-1 because I know MI7 just likes giving maps away sometimes, just for funsies. They like to do a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
And Tempest has actually looked pretty good, especially like the escort maps. So I think Tempest definitely has the chance to take a map. But I think we all went MI7. Otherwise, anybody want to comment on that game in specific right now?
No.
No. Okay. Anybody else?
Jeez. I mean,
Uh,
I think we win 3-0 just because I think that we're trying to clean things up, right? Obviously, we dropped some maps that we shouldn't, so we're just trying to clean things up, and I think we show that we have with 3-0 win here.
But let's go back to I think Kingpin. Why did you choose Eternal Blue over Wasteland Outcast?
I chose Eternal Blue because I'm a big Colossus fan. I think Colossus is better than whatever the Wasteland tank is, Silo, I think. Water is very good. I like their DPS line. I like their support line. I just like the team.
Yeah,
They're gonna beat them, and Wasteland are frauds.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Eternal Blue has a really, really big chance to win this game. Kory, why do you think Wasteland Outcasts are going to win this game?
I think that, again, like, A-Pool is kind of, maybe fraudulent, maybe not, but Wasteland Outcasts, I think, are still the best team in the pool. And Eternal Blue, while they are pretty good, I still think that they're a little, not as much on the level as Wasteland Outcasts. So I think that they win 3-1, but it's relatively close. It could go 3-2.
All right. And does anybody else want to comment on anything else? Did anybody not get a chance to share what they wanted to share? All right. I think we're all set. I think, yeah. So thank you for watching the Gold Gossip podcast. I mean, it was good fun to actually have it happen. I'm so happy that I've been deemed hater. But no, hopefully this should get more consistent. Please, everybody should go thank Creon. Any big things to announce would be the Irish podcast tomorrow night. I don't know who's going to be on it, but it should be good fun. Obviously, all the features this week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for each tier respectively. We have the what's the word for it? The charity week, the
Event week.
The event week
coming up
yes.
this weekend, yeah.
Donate money to charity. You can watch me eat like a pepper from ashes if you donate.
Oh my gosh.
I love peppers. I love hot stuff, but I think I'm gonna be a bit overwhelmed with this one. Other people have a bunch of other stuff. You should pay money to 1v1 people part of the CCT. You can donate money and you can destroy me in a Widow 1v1.
Or me.
Or Kory. Whoever you want. You can just donate some money and we'll 1v1 you. And that'll be for charity. And you can beat up on us.
Play me in a Rhine 1v1.
Yeah, you could do anything. So either Colossus Kingpin Rhine 1v1.
That would be awesome. I'd pay for that.
Right? But you should pay for it. But
I would have to pay for Colossus to play Kingpin.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could.
You could.
I could pay for Colossus.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. Make sure you donate money to Event Week. Again, Week 5 wrapping up. Stage 2 after that. And yeah, hopefully we'll be back. I don't know if it'll be next week because Event Week, but at least sometime soon. Probably go over some Stage 2 groups.
We will return.
And we'll be back. We are so back is at an all-time peak.
So back.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for your patience, everyone.
Thank you.
The waiting period.
And that was Gold Gossip. Peace out.
Yep.
Later.